connected to you. And if you don't take seriously the weight of the people who are coming, you will live carelessly and self-centered, and you will mismanage the doors that God gives you. Preach, man of God.
Yo, everybody, come on. Listen, you don't want to miss the night, for real. Like, you don't want to miss the night. And so, come on, jump on, invite. In fact, let me go ahead and invite some people. Let me see. I'm going to invite some people right now. I'm going to invite some folk right now. Who am I going to invite? I'm going to invite some family members. I'm going to invite some people right now. So, come on, jump on with me. E3 is happening right now. E3 is happening right now. And it's exciting. So go ahead and invite some people, and make sure that everybody you invite is ready to go to the next level. Come on, everybody that you're ready that you invite, ready to go to the next level. So come on, invite people. Let me see, who else am I going to invite? All right. Yes, sir. I am excited about tonight. We're going to be talking about relationships. That's my thing, y'all. I love talking about relationships. And we're going to, so help me invite. Remember St. Paul, those are St. Paul. We are about swallowing content. Yeah, I know. I know you have to be there, understand what I'm saying. But yeah, it's crazy. It's crazy what God is doing, and how God is making this thing work. So come on, everybody invite. Come on, everybody invite somebody. Jump on, and enjoy tonight with me. All right. I see you. Invite. I'm gonna give you a few more minutes. Invite somebody to jump on. And come on, everybody invite somebody. I'm just inviting people randomly now. Everybody invite somebody, jump on. There you go. Everybody invite somebody. Let me see. Who else can I invite? All right. Let me tell you, first of all, that this is an exciting time to be alive. This is an exciting time to be alive. That's the first thing I want to tell you. This is an exciting time to be alive. I'm looking at all the things that God's trying to do, all the amazing things that God has us doing. This is an exciting time to be alive. So that's the first thing I want to tell you, that this is an exciting time to be alive. And so for all of you who understand the size of a season and the size of an opportunity, this is an exciting time to be alive. Okay, I just kind of dumped some names out there. Okay, first of all, I want to welcome you to E3. Thank you all for being up here. I want to encourage all of you to invite people. And it's crazy. One of the things that God is really doing, Ray, God is really showing me the power of my voice in this season. There you go. A Pastor Brandon Moore. Invite 20 of your members to jump on tonight, because they're gonna need this in order to understand where God is taking you. All right. So invite 20 of your members. Everybody invite a lot of people. Invite a lot of people. Invite a lot of people. All right. So what I want to do, I'm gonna jump right in now, and I want to talk about when relationships are your ally. When relationships are your ally. Put in the thread, relationships are my ally. Okay, relationships. Now, not all relationships are your ally. Not all relationships are your ally. But God will put you in a space where relationships are your ally. You know, when I look at my relationship with my wife, being in relationship with her is an ally. right? When I look at my relationship with my staff at our church, our servants team, they are allies. When I look at relationships with my staff at School of Theology, I've got amazing relationships. I mean, and I'm grateful for the relationships that I have. And so the one thing that I understand is that relationships are my ally, right? I got great relationship with members of my church. I see some of them up here tonight. I have great relationships because relationships are my ally. And I want you to get it. So here's the first thing I'm going to say. First thing I'm going to say is building partnerships are a valuable part of advancing vision. I wrote that. I said that, right? Building partnerships. Listen, I want everybody to invite. Invite like 5, 10. Just start, listen, just start typing letters, and then the names that come up, include them. Because watch this. I don't want you to miss this. Building partnerships are a valuable part of advancing vision. You will never build anything extraordinary until you build partnerships. You will never build anything extraordinary until you build partnerships. Now, I want you to understand that because what's scary is the fact that people who build partnerships tend to know how to manage the other stuff that comes with success. People who know how to build partnerships tend to know how to manage the other things that come with success. So the other things that come with success, the other things that come with being able to walk out purpose, the other things that come with being able to accomplish the things that you've been created to accomplish, all of those other things are tied to the ability to build out relationships. And so why do you think you are attacked in the area of relationships? Why do you think your relationships are always under attack? Why do you think that your intimate space is always the space where it appears to be the greatest conflict? Why do you think that the people that you should be trusting are actually the people that you are afraid to give your heart to at this kind of vulnerable level? Why do you think the stuff that's working against you oftentimes comes from the people who's supposed to be working for you? This is the most obvious thing to me. That over the course of my life, the one thing the enemy's tried to do is to make sure my relationships don't work. Not my money, my relationships. Because my money and all the other stuff is tied to my relationships. If I have healthy, godly relationships, if I have open, honest, loving relationships, if I build the right relationships, if my family relationships are positive, right? If the people that I am connected to are people I trust, and we build out a really healthy space for each other, you want to know what's going to happen? Is that the enemy's going to get really frustrated when the enemy sees that my relationships are actually protecting me. My relationships are actually protecting me. That all of a sudden, all this stuff makes sense. All of the things that have been kind of working against me are now actually working for me because my relationships are working. And there's an art form, there's a science to relationships. So one of the most important things you want to build is chemistry. Put that in the thread. You want to build chemistry. Chemistry allows you to be able to do extraordinary things together. Chemistry allows you to be able to experience unity and oneness. You want to develop chemistry. Once you develop chemistry with people, chemistry allows every aspect of that relationship to be positive. So when a couple builds chemistry, when a leadership team has chemistry, when a family has chemistry, right? When a sports team has chemistry, the flow of it and the capacity of it to work together is extraordinary. You want chemistry. You want to be able to work together. You want to be able to feel each other. You want to be able to protect each other. You want to be able to move in the right space together. Chemistry. Ben Stein. I discovered, Trina, this quote, Pastor Breon, I discovered it, Kay, while I was in the pandemic, and it has become a foundational quote for me. It says, personal relationships are the fertile soil from which all advancement, all success, all achievement in real life grows. Personal relationships. Again, why do you think the enemy attacks your marriages? Why do you think the enemy never wants you to have a healthy partnership with anybody? Why do you think there's always this need to be dysfunctional and happy and miserable and always in chaos and always in confusion? And I really need you all to hear this. I need you to discern this. I need you to discern when you are relating to somebody and they always got something going on and there's always something broke. And there's always something to complain about, and there's always something hard, and there's always something that is causing confusion. That's the enemy saying, I'm going to make sure that I drain your best energy so that through the very thing you want, a relationship is actually the very thing that works against you. God says, I want to put people in your life that you can actually flow with, that you're actually in the same vein with, that you're actually able to get things done, that you're actually able to accomplish visions and goals and objectives, that you're actually able to fulfill something, to see something come to pass. Wow. Everybody help me. Everybody help me by saying this. I'm working with the right people. I'm working with the right people. I need you to declare that. I'm working with the right people. I'm not just talking about on your job. I'm talking about in your personal life. I'm talking about in your personal space. I'm working with the right people. I'm aligned with the right people. And we're going to see movement and we're going to see progress because I'm aligned with the right people. I need you to get this. I need you to feel this. I'm working with the right people. And when you're working with the right people, things happen that produces something that couldn't have happened by yourself. Things happen that produces something that couldn't happen by yourself. Amen. I'm so glad to see my daughter up here, my spiritual daughter, Elder Tanita Starworth. Her father passed on yesterday, and Pastor G and I talked to her, and we were just blown away by her strength and her courage, and we praise God for her. Watch this. I want to show you some steps then to building out the kind of relationships that become your ally, right? Here it is. The first thing is that you must build relationships where you can express the value for it. You must build relationships that you can express the value for it. When you are in a healthy relationship, you find the capacity to express value for it. Expressing value for a relationship has to do with understanding how that relationship is beneficial to your continued growth and your personal development, which is what I dealt with a couple of weeks ago. This idea then of being in a relationship that you can value means that you learn to protect it. Being in a relationship that you can value means that you learn to protect it. You learn to protect the relationship. And once you are in a space where you value the relationship, then the relationship takes care of the needs that you have. This is so important. Once you learn to value relationships, the relationship starts taking care of the needs that you have. So if you have a need for affirmation, if you have a need for quality time, if you have a need for, a creativity, whatever the need is, because the relationship is valued and valuable. Now you start to work out purpose within the relationship, and the relationship in turns begins to work in your favor. It begins to meet your needs. I'm not talking about people who take from you. And you got to know the difference. And if you are allowing them to take from you, you can't complain about it. I'm talking about people, I'm talking about those relationships in your life that are valuable and you are expressing value. And I'm going to show you in a few moments what a valuable relationship looks like. Because at the end of the day, the genius of a relationship that is valuable to you and a relationship that you express value of is that you see how you are further along because of the nature of this relationship. I see how being married to Sanjanique has brought me to a better place. Being in relationship with Sanjanique has brought me to a better place. Being in relationship with Pastor G has also brought me to a better place. The intimate engagement of John and Sanjanique allows for Bishop and Pastor Guns to also be effective. The diversity of roles are built on the value that we ascribe to each other. The ability to expand our space is because of the value of the relationship. So now, at some level, I start to protect it. I'm going to come back to that. I start to protect it. And I'm going to show you how to protect it. I start to protect it because I'm able to be John with her, Bishop with her, Dean with her, husband with her, father with her, G-daddy with her, friend with her, son, sibling with her. She gives me the space for the diversity of roles. That's the value of these kind of relationships. If you're in a relationship with someone who narrows your scope because they can't handle the diversity of who God is making you to be, then that relationship is not healthy for you. If you're in a relationship with someone who only wants you to express yourself one way so they can micromanage you, so that they can control you, then that's someone you do not want to be in relationship with. When you are in the right kind of relationship, the relationship that's an ally, the diversity of expression is evident in the relationship, and no expression of who you are works against their need to micromanage you. I need you to really get this, because some of you are in relationship with people who can only handle you one way. They don't want you to expand. They don't want you to grow. They don't want you to risk anything. They don't want you to try anything new. They don't even encourage it. They are so afraid that if you ever become this, you won't be that for them. The diversity of roles, that's within the value. Because if you're growing, God's gonna build you out. You know how you walk into a room, and one of my sons who's up here, Brandon Moore, is a pastor. So he's built out some spaces in church, but you walk into an empty space, and the first thing people ask you is, how are you going to build this out? Well, reality is that a lot of times it requires bringing in different material and changing stuff around and da-da-da-da-da. And even when you start building it out, you notice this and you notice that. So even the plans change while you're building it out. Well, if you're in a relationship with somebody who can't handle God building you out, who can't handle God growing you, who can't handle God stretching you, who can't handle God doing new and different and amazing things with you, then they're going to ultimately cause you to lose appreciation for them, because the value that you ascribe to relationships are really about your ability to appreciate the diversity of expression. Here's the second thing. Ready? Second thing is that you create goals for the relationship that each person strives for. You create goals for the relationship. One of the most incredible and exciting things is to be in a relationship where you actually have somewhere you're going. There's some project in front of you. When my dad was pastoring, My dad said the best way to keep church folk from fighting is to give them something to shoot for. The best way to keep church folk from fighting is to give them something to shoot for. Now, that doesn't mean that everybody ain't going, some folk going to fight because that's who they are. But when you give people something to shoot for, it's amazing how there's less tension, or the tension is Proverbs 27:17, iron sharpens iron, right? You create goals for your relationship. Where are you trying to go? What are you trying to do together? Not what you're trying to do individually, but what are you trying to do together? What are you trying to do together? And how do you create space where each other is a part of making that goal come to pass? I tell my wife all the time, certain things she ain't got to produce, because what she's producing is ensuring that we can accomplish what we're trying to accomplish. Certain things she doesn't have to produce. Certain things I don't have to produce because my wife is able to produce them. She's able to get it done. There are certain things in my church I don't have to do anymore because my staff and my leaders are able to get it done. It's the ability to create space where you create goals. And then you and then you communicate those goals. And then those goals and your desire to pursue something, you ready? Becomes the motivation for sacrifice. I am now able to make sacrifices because the goal in the relationship is so big till it legitimizes sacrifice. Let's go to the next level. I'm now also willing to make changes because the goal is so big until change is necessary. And I'm willing to go through transformation, which to me is not just change, but is radical reconstruction and deconstruction. I'm willing to go through the stuff I need to go through because at the point that I'm starting to see that this relationship can accomplish goals, now I pay the price. Now I change. Now I make sacrifices. I love this. I love this. You will be amazed what happens when you and your family sit down and set some goals. What are we trying to get done? Where are we trying to go? Our church is about to be given an amazing goal. Where are we trying to go? In the pandemic, the only goal was survival. That ain't a goal. That ain't a goal. Survival ain't a goal. The goal is to thrive. Yeah. Bruce Lee. Y'all know Bruce Lee. Bruce Lee once said, a goal is not always meant to be reached. It often serves as simply something to aim at. A goal is not always simply, it's not always to be reached. A goal is often serves as simply something to aim at. You have to always be aiming for something. Short term, long term. And your relationship is a part of getting that done. You create goals within the relationship. That's when a relationship becomes your ally. When you can hold each other accountable. When you can hold each other accountable. And then when you see things coming to pass, like David, every 6 steps you stop and you shout. You enjoy each other, right? C, third thing, fight the tendency to overreact in conflict. My hand is raised. I'm trying to get better. Fight the tendency to overreact in conflict. It is not that big of a deal. Why are you losing your mind behind this? Why have you just sacrificed the relationship? Why did you say that? What was the need to say that? What was the need to say that? Why did you feel the need to do that? Why didn't you understand that you don't overreact? That is not big enough for that to have been said and for that to have been done. That's not big enough. That's too costly. What you just did by overreacting, what you just did by allowing that conflict to pull you in to a place that now you ready, you are in defensive mode. What overreacting did was it put you in defensive mode. Now all of a sudden you're arguing or fighting with something. Now all of a sudden your thoughts are gone, right? Right? Your thoughts are gone, and you just overreacted. Your thoughts are gone, right? You just overreacted, right? I get in the car, right? I get in the car. I've been gone all week. I get in the car, right? And the seat's back, right? And the enemy says, the seat's back, right? What the seat doing back? Ain't nothing. It's stupid, right? It's stupid. It's dumb. Why would you get mad about that, John? You don't. Here's why. Because you don't overreact in conflict because you know the person you're in relationship with. Right? You know the person you're in relationship with. Don't create something when they've given you no evidence to be that. Man, I don't know if I'm fussing. My wife's in the other room. I hope I'm not fussing. Maybe I am fussing a little bit, right? But here's why I'm fussing. I'm fussing because I want you guys to be able to enjoy your life. And the best way to enjoy your life is don't overreact to conflict. And the other thing is, and don't keep giving people space to keep you in conflict, to keep you in tension, right? To keep you in negativity. You got to also be willing, and I'm going to use this word again, you got to be willing to protect yourself and your relationship. You got to be willing to not let yourself get drawn in to something until finally you're just in it. You're just gone. You're 100 miles an hour and you mad and you done lost it and you done started throwing stuff. You done started acting fool and it's gone and you angry and it's just gone. Bam. Out. Now you mad at somebody for 5 days. 5 days of your life is taken. 5 days of your life is taken because you didn't know what to do with conflict. And oftentimes conflict is a result of stress that's poorly managed. Conflict is a result of stress that's poorly managed because when I'm stressing, if I don't manage stress well, I end up on edge, right? And I end up on edge. And then all of a sudden, I start pulling back from the people I need to be pulling towards. I start pulling back from the people I need to be pulling towards, or I become defensive, or I become short, or I become quick to respond, and I end up in an unhealthy place because I didn't understand that this was not worth it, because I didn't discern the source of my stress, which now puts me in a posture of making a relationship that's an ally now an enemy. Wow. Here's what I've discovered. It is not stress that kills us. It's our reaction to it. It's not stress that kills us. It's our reaction to it. It's how I react to the very thing. And typically, when I react to stress negatively, it reflects in the way I relate to the people who are in my immediate space. If I'm having a really, really bad day, chances are Pastor G is going to be the one that's going to be in my space. If I'm having a really bad day, if I'm having a day where it's not going well, and I don't know how to discern that, then she's going to have to put up with my inability to manage my own stress. She's going to have to put up with my short-temperedness. She's going to have to put up with my short answers. She's going to have to put up with my not hearing her. She's going to have to put up with facial expressions and all of this stuff, because stress don't kill you. We live with stress all the time. It's how we respond or react to it. So let me give you 3 ways to manage stress. The first way is self-awareness. And here's the self-awareness part. Know your triggers. Know what will send you off. And take your finger off the trigger. Know your triggers. Know your triggers. I'm 58. I'm getting better at understanding my triggers. Right? Know your triggers. Know your triggers, y'all. Polly Cotton, know your triggers. No, callers, know your triggers. You gotta know. You gotta know what sets your, and that's self-awareness. You just gotta know if this Tawana, if this is said to me, this was gonna happen. Aaliyah, if you do this to me, Regina, Peggy, this is how I'm gonna respond to you. Yeah, this what you gonna get if you do this. Self-awareness, knowing your triggers is huge. Because when you know yourself and you know your triggers, now you can either do one or two things. Keep yourself out of those relationship moments. Or if you are in the relationship moment, understand that you have to dial back your emotions so you can exit the situation without hurting yourself and someone else in the process. It's this amazing sense of I understand me. And so because I understand me better, I dial it back. Now, here's what's deep. I don't disconnect from you and I don't distance from you. I just gain control over myself so I can manage being in the moment without letting the moment overwhelm me. Know your triggers. You got to know your triggers. Secondly, check your expectations. Sometimes the reason why you end up in certain moments is because your expectations are just not realistic for the people you're dealing with. It's always important to know how to work with people, but it's also important to put people and expectations in right place. It is certain things I will never expect from Deja, Taylor, and Alexis because they don't have the capacity to give it to me. There are certain things that I expect from my wife that I don't respect for anybody else. But there are certain things that I know my wife, it's certain expectations I have for my wife that ensures that I can't put her in certain moments because the expectation is unfair. Now, I'm not suggesting that I haven't made that mistake before because I have. Unrealistic expectations creates major conflict, right? If my wife expects me to paint the house in a day and she goes out of town and comes back and the house is only and there's only one wall painted, she's going to be disappointed. She's going to be angry. Her mind is going to work like crazy. And she's going to be like, I cannot believe I trusted you and you did not finish what I told you. You had to know my limitations as somebody trying to paint. You didn't know my limitations as someone trying to paint. You didn't know that I wasn't going to be able to finish that. Your expectations is what created this conflict. How many times have you had the wrong expectations for people and it creates conflict? After a while, you just know certain people ain't gonna be, but whatever. They just gonna be who they are. They not changing, and you just need to change your expectations. They ain't gonna be lovey-dovey with you. Change your expectations. They are not they are not an encourager. Stop looking for it from them. They're just not going to give it to you. They're just not going to give it to you. And no matter how hard you try and how much you do, that's why you don't ever need to buy folks stuff and then get mad when they ain't happy. You know, you be like, I bought you this, and you could at least be happy that you should have known who you were buying it for. So listen, here's what I discovered. If somebody says they want to borrow money from me, if I give you the $100, I don't expect it back, because I do not expect you to give it back when you needed it. So I don't expect it back. Nobody in the world owes me anything. And Pastor G and I have given money to a lot of people. And nobody in the world owes me anything, because I do not expect it to be paid back. If I buy you lunch, I don't expect you to buy me lunch back. It's not going to happen. So I can sit around here all day long and be nice to you and then expect you to be nice to me. No. You know what you are? You're a soil. I'm planting seeds. I'm being nice because I'm nice. I'm planting seeds. No, I don't expect you to give it back. Stop being mad at folk because your expectations are unrealistic. Here's the other thing. Breathe before you respond. Just breathe before you respond. Just breathe before you respond. Just breathe before you respond. That's it. Breathe before you respond. Okay. All right. Let's go to the next one. Now we're going to get a lot more positive. Okay, we're going to get a lot more positive. Thank y'all for being on. I really appreciate you guys. Right? D, openly share your dream and then ask how they can help you. Openly share your dream and then ask how they can help you. Share your dream. Now, you got to discern who you share your dream with. That's the first thing. You got to discern who you share your dream with. But here's what's amazing. Build relationships with people. Build relationships with people who, in a very real way, want to be a part of the success of your life. Build relationships with people who want to help you live out your life. They're out there. They ain't always your family. They ain't always your present set of friends. They're out there. Build relationship with people who want to be a part of your life, who want to see you succeed. Which means sometimes you got to bore people with your dream. Nobody ever buy into your dream if you don't talk to people about it. What do you really want to do with your life? Where do you really want to go? You got to be willing to have those conversations with people. What is it that you really want to accomplish? Right? Everywhere I go, I talk to people about the School of Theology. And I tell people, this is what I want to do. Some people clap and say, oh, wonderful. But some people go, now how can I help you? Some people go, I want to be a student there. That's how you help me. How can I help you? Here's what I discovered. Early on, when I was trying to build out E3, and there's still a lot of stuff I haven't done, I asked people to sow a seed, right? I'd never done that before. I'd never been that aggressive. I asked people to sow a seed. And there were so many people who initially sowed that seed, and it allowed me to pay off a consultant to help me build out some of this stuff. Now, of course, some of my stuff is on the table. It's sitting on the table right now because being dean and the school of theology and pastor and is a lot. It's a lot, y'all. But it was interesting how many people did it when they heard me talk about my dream to empower people. Because really the reason I do this every Monday, the reason why this sounds different than Thursday Recharge, it sounds different than Sunday, this is really a time of empowerment. This is a time of inspiration. I'm not a life coach. I don't consider myself to be a life coach, but this is my opportunity to kind of pour into people based upon 37 years. It will be 37 years to third Sunday in August. Y'all ought to join me third Sunday in August and celebrate 37 years of ministry. This is 37 years of living out life and 37 years of doing things that make a difference, and 37 years. That's what E3 is. It's 37 years. And here's what I've discovered. You got to share your dream. You got to share your dream with somebody. And you know what's crazy? Sometimes you share it with your family and they're not excited. But God will put somebody in your life that is excited about your dream. Sometimes you share your dream with your friends. They ain't excited. But then you go out here and share your dream with somebody and they go, man, that's amazing. Then all of a sudden, they want to help you. I've got a really good faculty and staff, but there's one person in particular who's really kind of embraced all of my dream as dean. All of my dream as dean. I got a wonderful team, but this is one person particularly who've embraced all of the dream as dean. I mean, just embraced it, you know. And you know, I got some faculty members who are good people, but they're growing to embrace it. I've got staff who on board. I got staff on board. They really are. They're on board. But this is one person who every time who I can talk to them about anything that I'm dreaming or thinking about. That's what God sends you, right? But that only happens when you share your dream. But here's the piece you got to get. You got to have a dream worth sharing. And one that invites people in. Yes, invites people in. Right? Share your dream. Here's E. Become a student. This is going to be really important. Become a student of the patterns, tendencies, weaknesses, and strengths of your relationships. Become a student of the patterns, tendencies, weaknesses, and strengths of your relationships. Oh, wow. Become a student. Become a student. Yeah, become a student. Study the patterns, the tendencies, the weaknesses, and strengths of your partner. And here's why. Because when you become a student of the people in your life, you can now help them walk out the things that you are dealing with. Okay. So you become a student, you can now you know their pattern. Now you know their tendencies. Listen, whenever someone says they're your best friend, you want to know what that means to me at 58? It doesn't mean that we hang out partners every day. You're my best friend because you study me. You pay attention to me. You pay attention and you learn me. You learn me. Like old folks talk about learning somebody, you learn me. Now all of a sudden, you are paying attention to me. You're paying attention because I've got these patterns, I've got these tendencies, I've got these weaknesses, and I got these strengths. You know, this gonna sound really crazy. You can't make somebody not commit adultery. You can't make somebody cheat. But one of the things that I really, really believe is that if in your relationship you create patterns, those patterns will make that person accountable because they can't break the pattern and you not discern the pattern. I'm not saying they ain't gonna do it. I'm just saying the pattern will make it difficult to do certain things because the pattern, listen, my wife and I are in such a pattern, right? We have such a rhythm to our life. I get on the plane and I go to Richmond. And when I get to Richmond and we're texting, This is how my wife knows when we're angry. She knows when we're angry when I don't text her when I get on the plane. That's pattern. I get to Richmond, and when I get in the car by myself after being picked up, I text her. Pattern. Y'all got it? A pattern. We got a pattern, man. Right? Almost every night, the last voice I hear is hers. And the only reason she's not the last voice I hear is Deja may call. It's either Deja or my wife. It ain't nobody else. Deja or my wife. And my wife right now ain't in such a pattern until it ain't even funny. And you want to know what that pattern does? It protects me and it protects her. It protects us. I keep using that word protection because I'm going to show you something about protection. It protects us when you create patterns. But when you study tendencies, when I notice that listen, my wife knows, and she's in the house, she's in the other room watching, right? My wife knows when I rub my head, she said, I'll be driving and I'll rub my head. She said, you tired? And I just, no, I ain't tired. She said, babe, I know your tendency. When you're driving, you rub your head. My wife knows that if I do certain things, that whatever it was bothered me. She, but there's things about her I know. I know some of her tendencies, right? I know some of her tendencies. I know that if I say certain things a certain way, it's going to have a certain effect upon her. So what I've learned to do is to work on how I say certain things so I don't ignite the pattern. Weaknesses. What are your weaknesses? You want someone who knows your weaknesses, but you want someone who knows your strengths. Right now, my wife is doing a project at the house, and she's doing this project at the house, right? She's working on this project, right? And it's something she wants for her closet, and she's doing this project, right? Well, one of her strengths is that she loves to do those projects. So you know what I did? I could easily help, but you know what? I've stayed out of her way and let her do it because she loves to do it. Now, there used to be a day that my male ego and my need to be the man of the house meant that I would interfere with the stuff that she wanted to do that is a part of her own unique fulfillment. You got to know your partner's strengths. Then you got to discipline your tendency. Become a student. Pay attention, right? That's the first thing. If you're going to be a student, pay attention. Watch them. Learn them. Watch them. Learn them. Pay attention. Secondly, pray. Ask God to show you your partner. If you're in business with somebody, ask God to show you who you're in business with. Ask God to show you who you're working around. Ask God to show you who your employer is and who your employees are. Ask God to show you. But here comes this word I've been using. Protect each other. What does that mean? That means when I know something is your weakness, I'm not going to press the button. If I know something is a weakness of yours, I'm not going to press the button. I'm not going to create it. I'm not going to press the button. Not going to do it. If I know something is a strength, I'm going to guard it. David, Jonathan said, I will go to my father, find out what his plans are, and then come back and tell you. Why? Because I want to protect you because I see your destiny. And I want to prophetically declare that God is raising up people in your life, or God is causing the people in your life to protect your destiny. If you are in a relationship with a man or you're in a relationship with a woman and you know what their needs are, you do not shrivel, you do not shut down and then expect them to be healthy with you. You protect them by how you love them. You protect them by how you care for them. You protect them for what you're willing to do to guard them. Protect each other. Protect each other. Don't expose your partner's weakness. Don't nitpick and Find the areas of their failure. Protect them. Do the work of being a guard over their heart. Protect them. Protecting them means that you meet them at the place of where they need you, not at the place of where you are comfortable. Once you enter a relationship with anybody, whether it's an intimate relationship, a working relationship, a partnership, or whether you're a part of a fraternity, sorority, lodge, I don't care. Whenever you enter in a relationship, whenever you enter into a relationship with the church, that's what frustrates me about people who claim to be in a church. I go to St. Paul, but you do nothing to protect your leader, me. You do nothing to protect your church. You don't give, you don't come, you don't offer your gifts, you don't do anything. You don't do anything to protect the vision. You don't do anything to make it work. You just simply claim connection, but here's what's scary. When you do not protect something, you don't really feel obligated to be connected to it. So guess what you do? You're in, you're out. You're in, you're out. You're in, you're out. You're in, you're out because you don't know how to protect it. Because you don't understand that protection is meeting the needs. Wow. Okay. I told you that you need to share your dreams. Now here's the next thing I want to tell you. Make your partner's dreams as important as yours. Make your partner's dreams as important as yours. I got to get ready close. I did not expect to be up here an hour. Man, I'm sorry. Okay, but y'all are hanging in. Thank you. Make your partner's dreams as important as yours. Zig Ziglar once said, I believe that you can get everything in life you want if you just help enough other people get what they want. You can get anything you want if you help other people get what they want. You can get anything out of life if you help other people get what they want. So let me give you two things that's necessary to help people get what they want. One, show interest in what in what matters to them. Actually show interest. Actually show interest. I mean, ask them how it's going. Ask them what he's doing. Show interest in what they're doing. Show interest. Actually show interest. Today, my wife is a part of this, I guess, a First Ladies Clubhouse group, right? And they're talking about issues affecting women. So I had to go, get this other shot in my knee, this cortisone shot. Woo! Today was something, right? Well, it was interesting. I was sitting there, and when I got done, I was sitting in the office, and it came on, and I got on, right? And I was, it's only a few people today, and I got on. So when I got in the car, my wife said to me, she said, "Babe, this is for women." And I said this to her. Thanks, Kay. You were one of the reasons why that pushed me to do this. Between my wife, you, and some other people, I get it. Thank you. So my wife said, "Babe, this is for women," and my response was, "I was only up here to support you." And she said, "Thanks, hon." And that was true. I was only up there to support her. I don't even listen to Clubhouse anymore, right? I was only up there to support her because she deserves my support. She deserves me to show interest. Show interest. Ask people in your life what's going on with them. How you doing? How's your stuff? How's your projects? How's your day? Show interest. But here's the other thing. Make an investment. Show interest and make an investment. Yeah, make an investment. Eleanor Roosevelt wrote, "For our own success to be real, it must contribute to the success of others." Yeah, show interest, and then make an investment. And then here's the other thing: respect boundaries. If they only want you to help in this way, do not force yourself. Guilty. I've been guilty of this. trying to force my help, right? Because I can help you. Oh, I can help you. I can help you, child. So here's what I'm gonna do to help you. And sometimes people who love you say, I need you to get over here. Go over here. Go over here. I don't need you to pick this up. I'll pick it up. I just need you to be there if it gets heavy. Respect boundaries. Respect boundaries. I don't need you. My wife will protect me at all costs, but my wife is come to understand it's just certain things she can't fight for me. She can't go to that person and fight for me. She gotta trust me on this one, right? Set boundaries. Set boundaries. And then understand that your investment and your interest should never replace boundaries. All right. Last two things. Courageously evaluate your relationships. Have the courage to evaluate your relationships. And then here's the last one. Learn to celebrate others. Learn to celebrate others. Here's what's amazing. In order to celebrate others, you got to first of all be grateful for them. You got to be grateful for them. I was leaving the orthopedic doctor today, and I ran into these two older people, and I don't know no better. So I mean, they were old. Both of them had canes. They were both in their either 90s or late 80s. They both walking in canes. So I asked the lady, "How long y'all been married?" And lady said, "We ain't married." I said, "Oh." She said, "Oh, no, we ain't married." She said, "We've been together, though, 23 years. I said, "Really?" She said, "Yeah. God loved us enough that after our spouses died, God gave us to each other." I said, "Wow." She said, "We met square dancing 23 years ago. And even though we can't dance no more, we can be together." I said, "Wow." I said, "Wow, that's amazing." In my Jeffrey Guns voice, that's amazing. And it was so crazy, man. It was crazy. I heard that. I was like, they can't dance together no more, but they can be together. And then we got on the elevator together, and she looked at him, and she looked at me, and she said, "I'm so grateful for him." I made a mental note. Be grateful for all the people in your life. Be grateful for them. Number two, the other key is that you're secure in who you are. So it ain't hard for you to celebrate other people because you're secure in who you are. You're secure in who you are, which leads to the third thing. No competition. No competition. We ain't fighting over nothing. We ain't fighting over nothing. We ain't fighting over nothing. No competition. Scott Cotton's been with me 26 years. And no time have I ever felt he was competing with me. And no time have I ever felt like he was insecure about my space versus his. No competition. Somebody said Kevin Hart was on a podcast, and Kevin Hart made this statement. And the statement, Pastor G, was an amazing statement. Kevin Hart said, "Isn't it amazing that all of these groups over the years, these singing groups that's been together for years, I mean, that started out together, said, isn't it amazing that almost all of them broke up? All these groups that started out together, almost all of them broke up." Man, that was powerful. And he said, why? Because competition entered into their space. Almost all of these singing groups, you name them. And even though some of them have gotten back together, look at New Edition and what happened to them. Look at New Edition and all of the hell they went through Bobby Brown walking away, and everybody eventually cutting their own albums and projects. But when they got back together, they sold out arenas. Because whenever you compete with your teammates, you eventually hurt your outcome. Susan Elizabeth Phillips, and I close with this quote: celebrate the success of others. High tide floats all ships. Listen, I want to challenge everybody to understand the power of relationships. All relationships are not good ones, but the good ones are always amazing. So go work on your relationships. Whatever your commitments are, make them work. Listen, I want to invite you to join us this Sunday for week 2 of Family and Friends Day. Let's all work together. And remember, like I told y'all yesterday, St. Paul, and I'm telling y'all, swallow the content. Swallow the content. Swallow the content of your leader. Be blessed, everybody. I'll see you really soon. Thank you for hanging out with me this Monday evening. Thank y'all for hanging out with me this Monday evening. We'll see you soon. Bye-bye. Love you.